Despite having 2 beds in the room, Meek and I curled up together in the bed nearest to the window. I was lying on my right side with him behind me and his arms wrapped around me. Neither one of us thought anything about it as we drifted off to sleep. Our little nap turned out to be longer than we intended. According to the clock on the table between the 2 beds, it was 7:23 p.m. Wow, we must have been tired. Meek commented and then made a funny gurgling sound. What? I said as I started to move. I think one of us leaked. Meek said. Ah man. I moaned. When I sleep on my sides, that happens with these dang good nights. Maybe we should take some of the money and get something better. Meek suggested. The idea that we had to go shopping for real diapers made me sick to my stomach, but in the end I agreed that it was probably a good idea. Meek and I also decided we needed another shower, and to save time, we decided this time to shower together like we'd done before. It turned out to be a bad idea this time. We were sure to use cream rinse like we were told and were washing the pee from our bodies when something seemed to be stirring in Meek, if you know what I mean. Now, Meek and I had seen each other naked a few times now, but this time, well, things seemed to get weird. What is that? I exclaimed loudly while pointing at his rising erection. I'd seen him chub up when Destiny had been dyeing our skin, but I attributed that to Meek's attraction to Destiny and nothing to do with me. When I shouted, Meek became embarrassed. However, seeing how we were both dyed a dark shade of brown, it was near impossible to tell if he was blushing, but he sure was acting like he was. He covered himself with his hands and I don't know why, but I did the same thing. I don't mean for it to happen, he cried out. I didn't mean to say what came out next. Do you have the hots for me? No, he said very convincingly. It happens sometimes when I take a shower. Yeah, well now you tell me. I said, kind of mean like. I actually felt bad for saying it the way I did. Maybe I should just wait until you are done, he said and started to get out of the shower. No. You are already all soapy. Let's go ahead and finish. Then, trying to lighten the mood, I added, just keep your gun pointed away from me. We kept our backs to one another for a while, but then something started to happen to me too. Oh crud. I moaned. What? Meek asked with concern. Don't look. I snapped and quickly jumped out of the shower. I wrapped a towel around myself, ran from the bathroom, sat down on the dry bed, and covered my lap with a pillow. Meek came out of the bathroom naked, dripping all over the floor, and still sporting a raging erection. In his right hand, he was clutching the corner of a towel that trailed on the floor behind him. What? Are you all right? He asked with genuine concern. Ah! I cried out and covered my eyes. When I dared to peek through my fingers, he was wrapping the towel around himself, which didn't help a whole lot because I could still see his erection tenting the front of the towel. What happened? He asked. Leave me alone. I don't want to talk about it. I snapped back. Come on, Alvin. Meek begged. Angrily, I yanked away the pillow and towel to reveal my bronzed, 3-inch, ridged pole. I snapped at him, see? You happy now? And then covered myself with the pillow again. Meek moved to sit down on the bed near me and I moved a few more inches away from him. Alvin, it is normal for guys like us to get erections. Meek tried to tell me. No, it's not. I argued. Seriously. He said, it happens to me all the time at school, in the shower, at church, on the bus, everywhere and all the time. Yeah, but you are gay and I'm not. I declared with emotion. Meek tried to explain, it doesn't have anything to do with being or not being gay. My dad explained it to me that when guys start puberty we start getting erections all the time for no reason at all. When I didn't say anything, he continued talking. I think talking helped him deal with the moment, but it did nothing for me. Erections aren't necessarily connected to puberty or even sex. Even babies have them. And sure, sexual thoughts can trigger them, so can being naked, skinny dipping, the sun, breezes, certain materials against the skin, and sometimes nothing at all, which my dad said was called a spontaneous erection. Looking him in the eye and nowhere else, I asked in as normal and non-threatening manner as I was able just then, could you at least cover that thing up? That time it was apparent that he blushed as he realized his towel was open in the front and his package was sticking proudly out. He quickly apologized and readjusted his towel. Holding my towel in place, I rolled and stretched out face down on the bed, burying my face into the pillow, which seconds before had been covering my shame. "You all right?" he asked softly. I couldn't respond. I was just too humiliated. A few seconds later I felt him stand up and then he said, "I think I am going to go sit by the pool for a while." Within seconds, he was gone. I can only assume he put on his board shorts before leaving. I too got dressed, which included a good night, shorts, shirt, my Huarache sandals, and sunglasses, even though I didn't need them as it was already getting dark. I wasn't running away, I simply needed to get away and have a bit of a think, so I headed back into town. Everything seemed so similar and at the same time different. Somehow Chula Vista felt, well, smaller. I cannot explain how, it just did. I walked until I found myself hungry and tired. Upon returning to the room, I found Meek already in the bed furthest from the window and half a medium cheese pizza sitting on the other bed. I also didn't fail to notice that the bed nearest the window had been stripped of its wet sheets and remade with crisp, clean sheets. "Good, you're back," he said, and did I detect a bit of panic between those three words? Perhaps he had been worried that he had scared me away, or perhaps that I had been found and taken back to Maine. "I called housekeeping and they took care of the bed while you were gone. By the way, where did you go?" Meek asked as he rolled up onto one elbow. "Just walking around town," I answered while intentionally leaving out the rest of what happened. Stupidly I asked, "You ordered pizza?" His answer surprised me. "Nope." He smiled wide and pushed himself up into a cross-legged sitting position. "Some surfers are staying here as well and they were having a big party. They invited me to join them. When I told them I was here with my brother, they sent that back for you." "Wow," I said with genuine surprise. "So you were at a party?" "Yeah, but I wish you would have been there," Meek answered. I grabbed a slice of pizza and took a bite. It's probably better that I wasn't. I mean, in case anyone recognized me, I said with a mouthful of pizza. He made a humming sound followed by, "Yeah, that makes sense." "So are we good?" he asked outright. "On one condition," I said, "you never tell anyone about what happened earlier." Meek smiled. "Deal. But same goes for you." Like I'd ever tell anyone about me getting a boner around another guy. I said like a smart aleck.